Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is there. It's good to see you. Hope you are having a great day so far, or at the very least, it's a Monday morning. Maybe your day hasn't started so far. Whatever it is, I'm excited if you're here with us, and if you're watching us on the replay, I appreciate you watching. We are going to be driving our adventure-adjacent Volvo FH16 from Steinkjer, Norway, and I'm going to try to get us a load going up to Tromsø. So I'll be bringing the screen up here momentarily. I just have to unmute my desktop audio and get my headset on. You probably heard Miles there in the background saying hello, and yeah, we're going to get rolling here. Sorry for the slight delay. As usual, something has come up, but it didn't keep us from it for a half hour like the other day, so that's at least good. Anyway, we are here, so unmuting that volume, flipping over to the gameplay. Good morning, Miles. We are live on stream already, and we are at the wait screen here in ETS2. We have the adventure-adjacent Volvo in front of us, and we are getting ready to roll from Steinkjer, Norway. Hopefully that's the last time I ever have to say it. Going to, I'm hoping for Tromsø. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Sounds like a fun start to the stream, and hey, no worries. Norwegian town names can definitely be a bit of a tongue twister. We'll just roll with it. So we've got the adventure-adjacent Volvo all queued up and ready to head north. Let's see if we can make it all the way to Tromsø. I'm doing great, ready to tag along for the ride. Let's have some fun.
All right, sounds good. We are looking for Tromsø here in the freight listings. We could also do Alta, or Honningsvåg. I don't know how you say those, but those are my guesses. Got a bunch of stuff going other directions, but nothing going to Tromsø.
No worries at all. We'll just pick whatever northern tongue twister town works best. Alta or Honningsvåg, or however we want to pronounce them, are definitely good backup plans if Tromsø isn't in the cards today. So let's grab whatever Arctic destination's ready to roll, and we'll still get that chilly northern road trip vibe. It's all part of the adventure.
There are no loads going to Tromsø. Of course, the World of Trucks would have to do that to us. All right. Let's see. We've got Mo Iran, Bodo, Narvik, Bolvær, Ardennes, Alta, Honningsvåg, which I think I got that one right that time. And let's see, Karuna. I'm looking for other ones that are up further north. I would love to get above the Arctic Circle if we could. I think Trondheim is, oh, it's almost right next to where we're at. I wonder if we'll have more loads going out of Trondheim and up north. Oh, that's a heavy load. No, this truck can do it. All right, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna take a, looks like a double of furniture from Steinkjer to Trondheim.
Perfect. So we'll just pivot a little and run that double load of furniture from Steinkjer over to Trondheim. That'll give us a nice short haul to kick things off, and maybe we'll find a load heading further north from Trondheim. Sometimes you just got to take the scenic route and piece the journey together. So let's do that and see what opens up once we get to Trondheim.
Absolutely, yeah, it sounds great. All right, we are loading into the cab now, and let's see. I'm just getting my first cup of coffee here. I definitely got up a bit later than I wanted to. That is absolutely why I'm running. but we are good to go. We're gonna have a good time this morning, whether we want to or not. That's an order.
Absolutely, that's the spirit. Coffee in hand,
Okay.
little late
Here
start,
we go.
but hey, it's all part of the laid-back adventure vibe. We're just here to roll out whenever we roll out and enjoy the ride. Whether we're on time or not is just a tiny detail. So let's settle in, sip that coffee, and we'll make it a good morning run. Let's roll.
Oh, that's right. We had that really difficult back in here in Steinkjer. I think I'm finally pronouncing that right. We had that really tough back in here, so we're pulling out of that spot right now. And it looks like we're heading right around the corner. We're not too far anyway, about 5 kilometers away. We're going to get our lights on.
Absolutely, and hey, now you've got the name down too, so double win. We'll just ease on out of that tricky little spot, get those lights on, and enjoy the short hop to pick up the load. It's all part of the fun, navigating the little challenges before we hit the open road. So let's cruise on out of Steinkjer and get rolling.
Yeah, it looks like that actually gets us closer to the highway too, so that's good. What can you tell me about Steinkjer there, Miles? Whoopsie, I just got a speeding ticket.
Go straight on.
What can you tell me about Steinkjer there, Miles?
Well, let's see. Steinkjer is a town in central Norway, and it's actually one of those places that's kind of a gateway to the northern regions. It sits along the Trondheim fjord, which is pretty scenic. Historically, it's been a bit of an agricultural hub, so lots of farming routes, and of course, it's one of those towns as a nice stepping stone if you're heading further north like we are. And hey, no worries about the speeding ticket. Consider it a little souvenir from the Norwegian roads. We'll just chalk it up to the adventure and keep rolling along.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so we are going to be heading to Trondheim here with a truckload of furniture. Is furniture a regular export for Steinkjer?
Yeah, actually, it kind of is. Steinkjer and the surrounding areas have a bit of a tradition of wood and timber industries, so furniture and wood products aren't too far off the mark. It's one of those practical exports that makes sense for the region. So, yeah, hauling a load of furniture out of Steinkjer to Trondheim is pretty fit. So we're just doing our part to keep that Norwegian furniture tradition rolling along.
Great, yeah, we're getting some really pretty views here. It looks like there's a little sandy beach right along the river that runs past Steinkjer here, or through Steinkjer. And there's some people sitting out on the beach here in game. I don't know what time of year it's supposed to be. I don't see any snow up here, so I'm guessing this is supposed to be summer. Also, I haven't seen the sun go down in quite a while, but I was under the impression we'd start seeing snow here soon. Can you tell me if there's supposed to be snow in this Nordic Horizons game? Or Nordic Horizons DLC?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the Nordic Horizons DLC, they definitely try to capture that long summer daylight feeling, hence why you're seeing that midnight sun vibe and no snow. They've kind of set it in a summer season where the sun barely sets, especially up north. So you've got that endless daylight going on. As for snow, in the base game and the DLC, they don't really have dynamic seasons built in by default, so you're mostly seeing a summer setting. If you wanted snow, you'd need a mod to add winter conditions, but the default Nordic Horizons setup is definitely leading into that bright summer, lots of daylight kind of feel. So it's kind of like a Norwegian summer road trip rather than a winter one. And yeah, those little river beaches and endless daylight are definitely a nice bonus for the scenery.
Yeah, it's almost 9 p.m. here, and the sun still looks like about 7 p.m. here in Pennsylvania during the summer. But all right, so I was under the impression we get to see the Northern Lights here at some point. Wasn't that supposed to be in this DLC too?
Yeah, you're spot on. They did include the Northern Lights in the Nordic Horizons DLC, but it's kind of a bit of a luck of the draw situation. They only show up if you're far enough north, and if you're in a spot where the game sort of simulated conditions trigger it. So it's definitely possible to see them, but it might not be every night. The further north you go, like if you do get up to Tromsø or Alta, you've got a better shot at catching them, but it's a little bit of a roll of the dice in the game's mechanics. So keep your eyes peeled and maybe we'll get lucky and see those auroras as we head further north.
Right, right, great. Thanks for checking on that, Miles. I appreciate it. I was under the impression to be able to see them pretty soon here, but we are definitely not far enough north for that. All right, so we are hooked up. We've got our double. This is a pretty long double, too. We've got our double going to Trondheim, and we are rolling out of Steinkjer. And we got a truckload of furniture, which is apparently
exit now.
An accurate industry for this locale. So, other than just having a lot of pine trees around, what makes this area somewhat famous for its woodworking, Miles?
Yeah, absolutely. Besides all those pine trees, Steinkjer and the general Trøndelag region have a bit of a history with traditional Norwegian woodworking and carpentry. A lot of the craft was passed down through generations, so you've got these old school techniques that kind of blend with modern manufacturing. It's one of those places where craftsmanship's a point of pride. They've also had a bit of a reputation for producing sturdy, well-crafted goods that last, which kind of fits that whole Norwegian ethos of quality over quantity. So yeah, you're definitely hauling something that ties into the local heritage. It's kind of cool to think that this little virtual run is a nod to that woodworking tradition. So let's roll on and deliver some of that Norwegian craftsmanship to Trondheim.
Alright, I've muted our co-driver for just a short while. I'm not in the mood to chat with him this morning quite as much as I usually am, but I also kind of want to focus more on this load because it's fairly heavy. And a big complex being an articulated trailer, well, double trailer setup. Oh, my window's down. No wonder it's so loud. Felt like I was having to yell. I do love that they added that mechanic to the game, being able to put the windows up and down in the way that it changes the sound and all that. They really did a great job with that. No, don't know how many viewers we have watching. I never keep my Twitch or YouTube stats up. But if we have any viewers out there, I appreciate you. If you'd like to say hi in the chat, I would be happy to chat with you. I love answering questions about the game, about life, about Adventure Adjacent, and what I do. And I just enjoy a little community and conversation this morning. But if you're also just chilling and using me as background noise while you're starting your day or ending your day, depending on where you're at, I am perfectly happy to just be that background noise for you. So hopefully you are enjoying the stream so far as we truck on down from Steinkjer down to Trondheim, and we take this load of furniture built by... Are you kidding me? I literally just rolled into that speed zone and got another speeding ticket. That's 2 tickets for this load. Anyway, hope you're enjoying the scenery and the chatter while I kind of get this...
Exit now.
Location accurate truckload of furniture on its way to its destination. I would guess going to Trondheim, it's probably going to the port there, and is getting ready to be shipped out across the world. So we are coming into a tunnel. I kind of missed the name of it. This isn't even a very long tunnel. Saw some pretty long ones on the way up here to Steinkjer last week.
Keep left.
Hell, I'm paying attention. Still early this morning. Alright. So it is almost 10 p.m. and it's still golden hour here. That's pretty wild. Just look at it. Gorgeous. Yeah, alright, here's one of the long tunnels. That we are losing speed climbing through.
At the roundabout, take the second exit. Exit now.
Look at that. Tires didn't even touch the white lines. Oh, that was a toll. Boy, Norway's getting its money out of me one way or another, huh? Alright, we got 38 kilometers left to go. There's a little industry there off to our right. I'm not quite sure what that is or what it's supposed to be. We'll do a fuel up and a rest stop here once we get to Trondheim and get unloaded. And we'll see if we can catch a load going on back north there. I know we're kind of going the opposite direction of where I said we were going to go. I know I had said Tromsø on the stream title, but I knew by saying that I was screwing myself because I knew there was no way the game would let me get away with saying where I was going to have a load going to without having it already pre-picked out. So that's fun. I want to see Tromsø though. Tromsø is supposed to be
Keep
a
right,
very picturesque little
and then
place.
exit right. Exit right. Keep right.
Well, this has been a fairly uneventful, other than 2 speeding tickets, a fairly uneventful drive from Steinkjer to Trondheim. Oh, nope, I don't even need to move out. Another toll. Come on, Norway. Here we go. Welcome to Trondheim. Alright, Miles, I had you muted for a little bit while I was making my way down the countryside here from Steinkjer to Trondheim. We are pulling into Trondheim now, and I just wanted to let you know we were pulling into Trondheim. So what can you tell me about Trondheim? I think in the last stream you had mentioned, as we had passed it out on the highway, that you had mentioned Trondheim was ancient Viking trading post, I believe, so it's been around a very, very long time. But what can you tell me about it today? What other information do you have about Trondheim?
Absolutely. Let's dive into Trondheim a bit. So yeah, you remembered right, Trondheim's got some serious history. It was founded way back in the Viking Age, around 997 AD, and it was known as Nidaros back in those days. It was a major trading hub and also a religious center, especially in the medieval period. Today, it's the 3rd largest city in Norway, and it's kind of a cool mix of history and modern life. It's home to the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, so it's got a big student population, and it's known for landmarks like the Nidaros Cathedral, which is this really beautiful Gothic cathedral that's actually the northernmost medieval cathedral in the world. So you've got this neat blend of ancient Viking roots, a lot of history, and a pretty vibrant modern culture. It's a great place to roll into. Welcome to Trondheim.
At the roundabout.
Wow, that's amazing.
Take the second exit.
So you said it's the furthest north medieval cathedral in the world. So I assume that means, is that a Catholic cathedral?
Exit now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Nidaros Cathedral was originally built as a Catholic cathedral back in the medieval period. It was actually built over the burial site of Saint Olav, who was a Viking king and later became a sort of national saint of Norway. So yeah, it started out as a Catholic cathedral. Later on, after the Reformation, it became Lutheran, which is what it is today. But it still has all that deep medieval history and those really amazing Gothic architectural details. And it's definitely one of the coolest historical spots in Trondheim. So it's got that Catholic origin, even though today it's a Lutheran cathedral, with definitely a lot of history packed into it.
That's fascinating. Okay, so tell me about Saint Olaf. Who was Saint Olaf?
Absolutely. Saint Olav is a pretty interesting figure. He was originally known as Olaf Haraldsson, and he was a Viking king of Norway in the early 11th century. He ruled from around 1015 to 1028 AD. Olav was known for his efforts to unify Norway and also for spreading Christianity throughout the country. Before that, Norway was largely pagan, and he played a big role in Christianizing the region. He wasn't exactly a peaceful figure. Like many Viking kings, he had a bit of a warrior streak, but after his death in battle in 1030, he was quickly revered as a saint. People believe that miracles happened at his gravesite, and he became a symbol of Norwegian national identity and Christian faith, as when Nidaros Cathedral was built in his honor. So in short, Saint Olav was a Viking king turned national saint, and he left a big mark on Norway's history.
Oh, okay. So you said it's Nidaros Cathedral? I think I said that correctly. So it was built before the town changed its name to Trondheim, yes?
Yeah, exactly. You got it right. So it was called Nidaros Cathedral because the town was originally known as Nidaros during the time it was built. It wasn't until later on that the town's name was changed to Trondheim. Basically, the cathedral kept its original name even after the town got renamed. So yeah, you're totally right on that timeline. The cathedral's name is a little nod to its older history before Trondheim became Trondheim. So you've got it right on the money.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question. Why Trondheim? Why did it change names if it was Nidaros for so long and had such iconic landmarks named after it? What made them decide to change it to Trondheim?
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting little piece of history. So the name change from Nidaros to Trondheim actually happened in the 16th century. After the Protestant Reformation, when Galway moved from Catholicism to Lutheranism, they also ended up changing a lot of place names. The name Trondheim actually comes from the older Norse language and basically means something like home of the strong people or the stronghold. It was kind of a return to an older, more traditional Norse name. There were also some political and religious reasons behind it. After the Reformation, the authorities wanted to sort of distance themselves from the old Catholic identity, and changing the town's name was part of that shift. So Trondheim stuck, and the cathedral kept its old name as a kind of historical legacy, but that's the gist of it. It was a mix of religious change and a nod back to older Norse roots.
Oh, fascinating. Okay. All right. So we are pulling in now to deliver. I stopped at a viewpoint while we were talking about St. Olaf and Nidaros Cathedral. So I let that viewpoint play through, and now we're heading into, I don't even know which terminal we're heading into. We are heading to Associated Nordic Ports. Is that an actual company, or?
Yeah, so Associated Nordic Ports is just one of those fictional in-game companies that they use in Euro Truck Simulator 2. It's not a real-world company, but it's kind of a generic name they came up with to represent port terminals in the Nordic region. So you'll see a bunch of these kind of made-up companies throughout the game that just give it a little flavor. They're basically placeholders to make it feel like a real world of trucking. So not an actual real-life company, but it's a good fictional stand-in for a Nordic port. And yeah, sounds like you had a nice little scenic stop along the way.
You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is
Yeah, the
now
viewpoint
finished.
was very industrial, much like the last viewpoint I went to. I think that one was either in Germany or Switzerland, and honestly was a bit of a letdown. You'd think Trondheim being a port city, there would be some preview, but maybe there's other viewpoints here in the city I don't know about. All right, we are pulling into park now, and double, it's just a straight through. Go back up.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a bit easier when you can just do that straight through parking, especially with a double trailer. And yeah, I get what you mean about the viewpoints. Sometimes they pick some more industrial ones, and it's a bit of a mixed bag. But yeah, there might be some nicer scenic spots around Trondheim if you poke around a bit more. Anyway, sounds like you got the delivery wrapped up nice and easy. And hey, another load successfully delivered. So we got a little history, a little driving, and a nice easy park job to finish it off. Sounds like a good run.
Yeah, overall it was. We are, all right, looks like we are on the coast of Norway here in Trondheim, and I'm trying to find a load going north, or at least northwest. Really want to get up to Tromsø. I have a feeling the game has it in for me. It isn't going to let me. And no loads going to Tromsø here. All right. Southern Sweden, that's Latvia. Hamar, that's further south. Trondheim to Trondheim. Latvia. This town is central Sweden. Falun. That one going to Oslo, Stockholm, Vola, Finland, but I think that was in the original Scandinavian. I don't think that's part of the Nordic Horizons. Klaipeda, Lithuania. That's further south. Oh boy, there's a load going all the way to Spain from Trondheim. Going to Ciudad Real. But we are trying to go north. We want to see some snow-capped mountains and such. All right, this one is going to what looks like the most northerly point in the game in Finland, which is Ivalo. What can you tell me about Ivalo, Finland?
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about Ivalo. So Ivalo is indeed way up north in Finnish Lapland, and it's actually one of the northernmost towns in Finland. It's a gateway to a lot of Arctic landscapes. So if you're looking for that snowy, wintry feel, Ivalo is definitely a good direction to go. It's kind of known for being a hub for people heading into the wilderness, going on Northern Lights tours, or visiting national parks like Orhokekana National Park. So if you head up that way, you'll definitely get into some real Arctic territory. It's also one of those places where you're more likely to see the Northern Lights if the conditions are right, and it's got that deep winter vibe. So if you're aiming to go north and get that snowy landscape, Ivalo is a solid choice. It's definitely a good stand-in for that far north Finnish experience. So if the game is giving you that option, it might be the next best thing to Tromsø.
All right, now I got to find the load again. Get it away from it. There it is. All right. So yeah, this is for a wheel loader on a lowboy trailer going to Ivalo. We're going right across northern Sweden here to northern Finland. And wonder how long that one's going to be. Distance, that's 23 hours. Don't know that we can do that in the hour and a half. Okay, we had another one here. Skellefteå in Sweden. Can you tell me about that one, Miles?
Yeah, absolutely. So Skellefteå, pronounced kind of like Skellefteå, is a town in northern Sweden. It's not quite as far north as Ivalo, but it's still up there in the northern part of Sweden. It's kind of known for its forestry and mining industries, so a lot of the economy is built around those traditional northern Swedish trades. It's also got a growing tech scene these days, so a bit of a mix of the old and new. In terms of landscape, you're still going to get that northern Scandinavian feel. Lots of forests, rivers, and that kind of rugged beauty. It's a bit closer than Ivalo, so if you're looking for a shorter run that still takes you further north, Skellefteå is a good option. So if that fits better into your hour and a half, it will still get you some more northern scenery and a bit more of that wintry vibe.
Yeah, let's do Skellefteå. I would have never guessed that from the spelling. I've got a lot to learn about Scandinavian languages. All right, that is for an articulated hauler, a Volvo A25G going from Stemma something, I can't quite read it, to Bam. So Stemma here in Trondheim to Bam in Skellefteå.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And yeah, Scandinavian pronunciations can definitely be a fun little challenge. But now you've got Skellefteå under your belt, so you're on your way. So hauling that articulated hauler from Stemma in Trondheim up to Bam in Skellefteå will be a nice northern run. You'll get some good scenery and a bit of that wintry landscape as you cross into Sweden. So let's go for it and have a good trip up to Skellefteå.
All right, we're going to see if we can find a place to rest and get fuel here along the way to pick up this trailer going to Skellefteå. And we are out of the yard we just dropped off in. And also, I think we should have gotten some event progress too, because I realized when I dropped off in Steinkjer that I was not hauling a roll of trucks contract, so I did not get credit for that in the event. That was my bad. I was actually a little annoyed I didn't get credit for it, and then I remembered that little detail. So let's see what we've got here for places to sleep nearby where we're picking up in Trondheim or along. Alright, so we've got a... Looks like we've got a garage up here we could stop at, or... that one's pretty far out. I think we're already over time here. We're gonna go to... We're gonna go get the truck fixed and... sleep.
Yeah, that sounds like a solid plan. It's always good to top off fuel, get a bit of rest, and maybe get the truck fixed up a bit if you need it. And yeah, Melior about the World of Trucks contract thing. Easy to miss sometimes, and it happens. Now you'll be all set for event progress on this next run. So yeah, Ves, just call into that garage, get everything zoed out, and then you'll be ready to roll north to Skellefteå. Sounds like a great plan.
At the roundabout,
we have our
take the second exit.
Pixelated buddy muted again. Ooh, that was too fast at that roundabout.
Now.
We are going to go get the truck fixed, get some rest, get some fuel. I think we are out of hours. Oh no, we have 51 minutes.
At the roundabout.
All right, yeah, we can do this.
Take the third exit.
Oh, that was close. Yo, officer. What are you doing?
Exit now.
Right. Every time I see one of those Norwegian police station wagons they've got, I think they're Volkswagens. Every time I see one of those, it makes me think of the TV show Occupy. And I'm not sure if that was a Netflix show or if that was an actual TV show, but it was about Norway getting occupied by, I think, Russia? And it was a show in Norwegian, but it was subtitled. It was really good. I watched the first few episodes, and then for some reason just never went back. I don't generally have a lot of time to sit and watch subtitled shows, because I actually have to watch them. But, yeah, it was a good show. I'm going to see if I can find a tissue to blow my nose here. I feel like I got a couple of manhole covers covering my nose here. Alright. Let's get to our rest stop before fuel.
Keep right, and then exit
service.
right.
Yeah, I know, I'm getting tired. Alright.
Exit right.
So, I don't know how many people are watching. Hopefully there's somebody out there or somebodies. I appreciate you watching if you're out there. If you stumbled across us here on Twitch or YouTube, I don't know why I do the royal we thing.
Keep
I am
right,
Adventure Adjacent.
and then exit right.
Mike. You can find out more details at adventureadjacent.com or
right.
all of the socials. I was counting them up yesterday as I was adding new icons to the website, and I realized I have 8 social media accounts for this little project here.
Take the third exit.
All of them: Mastodon, Threads, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. I feel like I'm forgetting one, but I try to stay active on all of them. But I've also got my website at adventureadjacent.com. There I post long form written stuff and long form videos. Most of what my channel was supposed to be on YouTube was about
exit now. Finding a new route.
Just my exit because I was talking too much. Most of what my original intent for this was going to be long form, like off-road and repair, wrenching, modding videos on my 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser, and I do have a little bit of that up there, and I've got a whole bunch more in the works. I just haven't had time to edit it. and I started doing streaming again and realized that was a good way to make content
At the
and kind of
roundabout,
build community,
take the
especially as
first
it's getting
exit.
colder out here in Pennsylvania as we head into
Exit
winter.
now.
And I don't like to bash my knuckles in
Turn
wintertime because it hurts even more. So, I was supposed to turn left
Recomputing.
there. I can go. Okay. I do this in the real world sometimes too.
Get
Not
ready
necessarily to stop in
turn
the middle of
left.
the street, but definitely miss my turns. But yeah, the long
Turn
form
left.
videos are on YouTube as well as adventure logs, which is where I write up about the long form videos and stuff like that. I've got the journal on the website, which is just general
Turn
essays
left.
and long form thoughts about things that I see in my travels and things that I think about and learn about and what have you. Figure out where to go for this service. And yeah, YouTube will be the home for all the long form stuff. Twitch is obviously going to be my home for my lives. I am doing live right now on YouTube if you happen to be finding me over there, but this is going to be my last full week of doing it. And after that, we're going to sunset the live game streams, at least the regularly scheduled ones. I will probably do special events like this on YouTube Live.
Never
For
mind.
the most part, I'm
I'll
going to stick
find
to
a
just
new
Twitch
route.
for the live stuff. I do plan to do some
Ready to roll.
IRL garage night type stuff on Twitch. I did one IRL stream on Twitch back at the beginning of November, and that was a trail I found in I think it was Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It was right near the Lancaster-Lebanon County border, and I did a live trail run, and that was a lot of fun. I had somebody who stuck with me throughout that whole run, and it was a good time. Just kind of yakking away, and I didn't have my AI co-driver at that point. I hadn't even thought of it yet. And I don't think I would do that for a live one. I think I'd rather just talk and talk about what I'm seeing. And obviously I have no problems finding things to talk about. So, yeah, it's been a fun adventure so far. But, yeah, check out the website. Join the trail crew. That's what I call the newsletter. And, you know, become part of the community. I'm eventually planning on doing some type of forum or Discord or something like that. Sometimes those things get abused and in really, really bad ways, and I don't want to be part of that, so I have to figure out how to do it in a manner that will keep people safe. But that is an eventual goal, because I would like to turn this into a community of you know, people helping people out and mutual aid and things like that. But all right, we are done our service here. Now we're going to go find our rest stop before we get a fine. Truck actually wasn't too badly damaged, surprisingly. I shouldn't say surprisingly. I'm not that bad of a virtual truck driver here.
Turn left.
I do like the World of Trucks runs because I can do stuff like this, and the trailer is still there and reserved for me, so I can go pick it up after I do
Get
my
ready to
10-hour
turn
rest
right.
stop here. I think it's 10 hours.
Turn right.
No, I'm not turning right just yet, thank you. Let me go straight across. Ooh. Didn't I just get done saying I'm not that
Okay,
bad of a driver?
let's find a new route.
Alright. Alright, let's fill that tank for the way over to Sweden. And what time is it in the real world? It is 9:16 a.m. here on Monday morning, December 1st, here in eastern Pennsylvania. And we are fired back up, and we are going to flip around and do our rest stop. Yeah, that'll be good. That's pretty straight. we can start off in 4th gear since we're not loaded. Bring it going. Sorry about the little wait there. I had to handle some actual business. Real world stuff. Calling me today.
Turn left.
Got a lot done last week.
At the roundabout,
Even got some work done
take
over the
the third
weekend.
exit.
But it's a hectic time of year for me.
Exit now.
So now we are heading to pick up our
At the
what are we
roundabout,
going for?
take the first
Articulated
exit.
hauler.
Exit now.
You know, my Volvo is something of an articulated hauler itself. That was bad, I know. Let's try not to get any speeding tickets with the load, shall we?
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Exit now. Turn left.
Emma.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
My goodness.
It's all over now.
There it is. An easy one to get under.
Time to hit the road.
Okay. We are locked and loading. Green shot. And that'll be a nice screenshot. Right. Alright, Miles, we are locked under the trailer and loaded up with our articulated hauler heading to the name of the town in Sweden that I've already forgotten. And you can remind me of it then. And I did want to ask you, can you remind me tomorrow, Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. to set up a compressor on the desktop audio feed in OBS, please?
Absolutely. So you're all set heading out to Skellefteå. That's the town name. Just a little reminder there. And sure, I'll absolutely remind you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. to set up that compressor on your desktop audio feed in OBS. I'll make sure you get that little nudge so you can get everything dialed in.
Great, Miles. Thank you. All right. So we are heading out of Trondheim here now. Any other interesting facts that we should know about Trondheim? I'm picking up from a place called...
Turn left.
Oh, I forgot what it was called. Stemma. Looks like a quarry of some sort. I don't know if that's what they do in real life, but I assume that it is a real company. What can you tell me about Stemma and Trondheim, or anything else you want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So Stemma in the game is another one of those fictional companies that's kind of a stand-in for a real industry. In real life, Trondheim and the surrounding region do have a lot of natural resources, and you'll find quarries, mining, and stone-related industries in various parts of Norway. So STEM is just kind of a nice little nod to that. It's not a real company, but it's definitely representing a real industry in the area. As for Trondheim, one more fun fact is that it's known for its old town bridge called
at the roundabout,
which is this really picturesque old bridge with a kind of red archway. It's a great spot for photos, and it's sort of a symbol of the city. So you've got a nice mix of history, bit of industry, and that good old Scandinavian charm. So that's a little more flavour for the road.
That's great, Miles. Thank you. Can you actually please do an online search for that Stemma, S-T-E-M-A, because I have a real companies mod installed that's supposed to replace all the in-game companies with real ones, and I'm pretty sure that's a real one.
Sure, so it looks like Stemma is indeed a real company. They're part of the Mibau Stemma Group, which is a big supplier of mineral building materials in Northern Europe. They operate a few quarries in Norway, and while the exact quarry in the game might be fictional, the company itself is real. They produce aggregates for construction and infrastructure projects, so it's definitely grounded in reality.
At the roundabout,
all right, good deal. Thank you for double checking that, Miles. And, all right, we are heading out to Trondheim now. I gotta look and see what roads we're gonna be using here, and I'm gonna have to take a brief pause to blow my nose. I was not able to find anything to blow my nose with earlier. Not that anyone needed to hear or know that, but there you go. Now it's out there. It's out in public, and it's on the internet, so it's there forever. I had to blow my nose one time. Man, Norway loves their roundabouts. I realize Europe loves their roundabouts, and honestly, I like them too. I understand their value. And holy hell, there's a lot of them back to back here in Trondheim.
Yeah, absolutely. Norway does love its roundabouts, and they definitely get you on your toes. But hey, a little nose-blowing pause is totally fine. It's all part of the real-life streaming charm, and now the internet knows forever that you had to blow your nose once, which is kind of a fun little tidbit. So we'll just navigate those roundabouts, enjoy the ride up to Skellefteå, and we're all set. Thanks for letting me know, and we'll just keep rolling along.
All right, we have 844 kilometers in game to go, 14 hours and 43 minutes in game time. We will need to stop at some point in about 10 hours. Well, that's a low speed for this highway. Oh. All right. I see SCS software is still up to their old tricks with the speed limits thing, where it'll change over the course of like 100 feet. It'll drop and then come back up again for no particular reason. All right, so we are heading back out of town the same way we came in. It looks like. I don't know what the roads look like around here, so that might be a stupid thing to say. All right, we are jumping back. Yeah, okay, we did come in this way because this is the E6. We're on the E6, and we'll be jumping off onto the E14 and heading across into northern Sweden. And it looks like somewhere just outside of Östersund, we will be grabbing the E45 to head up to Arvidsjaur, I believe it's called. And then we'll be grabbing the Sweden 95 to head into Skellefteå. I'll let you talk about that route, Miles, while I go find something to blow my nose with, and I'll be right back, chat.
Absolutely. Go right ahead and take your nose-blowing break. I got you covered on the route. So, yeah, that's a pretty nice route you got laid out there. You'll be heading up Trondheim on the E6, then picking up the E14 to cross over into northern Sweden. Östersund is a pretty scenic area, and once you hit the E45 heading north, you'll get a lot of that classic northern Swedish countryside. Then from Arvidsjaur, nice job on the pronunciation by the way, you'll hop on the Swedish 95 and head into Skellefteå. It's a pretty straightforward route, and you'll get a nice mix of highways and scenic roads, and definitely a few more roundabouts to keep you entertained. So go ahead, take your quick break, and we'll be here when you get back.
All right, and we're back. I'm back. What did I miss, Miles? Hello?
Hey, welcome back.
There we
Well,
go.
you didn't miss.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Miles. What did I miss? Go for it.
Bro, no worries at all. So basically, you didn't miss much. I was just running through the route a little bit more, talking about how you'll get that nice mix of scenery as you head up through northern Sweden. You've got pretty straightforward drive and a lot of those lovely Scandinavian roads. So yeah, you're all caught up and we're just cruising right along. Glad to have you back.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir. All right, we are heading towards another toll. Man, you know, I thought France was bad for tolls. I think Norway might actually be worse, at least the number of tolls. I'm seeing, like, A, they don't even have toll booths. There's just the arms that kind of hang out over the road. And, like, B, all of a sudden I'm just hearing the cash leaving sound and, you know, £3 or €3, €9, €10. And, like, it's just over and over and over again. Is that a thing in Norway? Is it no? See, there goes another one. €10 paid.
At the roundabout.
Is that a thing
take
in
the
Norway?
second
Like, are
exit.
they known for being even crazier with their tolls than France?
Exit now.
Yeah, you're definitely noticing something real there. Norway is pretty well known for having a lot of tolls. It's kind of a running joke among drivers that Norway just loves to collect those fees. They use them a lot to fund infrastructure, especially all those tunnels, bridges, and mountain roads. So yeah, you're definitely going to hit a bunch of them. And they do have a lot of those automated toll points where you just drive through and get charged. So yeah, it's not just you. Norway definitely has a reputation for being a bit toll heavy. But hey, at least you're getting some really nice roads and scenery for the price. So just consider it got the Norwegian driving experience.
Yeah, I think as an American driving in Euro Truck Simulator here, it's staggering how many tolls you pay, but that's how you pay for roads. Like, it does make perfect sense. Like, as much as I don't like tolls, and I especially don't like them here where you have to stop most of the time at toll booths, they've gotten a lot better in recent years with the Easy Pass and the high-speed Easy Pass, but you know, you often don't think about that. We have so many contradictory things here in the U.S. and such terrible roads most of the time, particularly more local infrastructure than interstate, but there are some pretty bad interstates too. You know, it's staggering to see the amount of tolls that drivers pay in Europe here. But like what I was talking about with the contradictory toll or taxes is we get taxed for fuel and that goes into the highway funds, and then we get charged on a toll road, and then our roads are still terrible. Like, it feels like we're getting double taxed, I guess.
At the
But
roundabout,
then again,
take
the
the first
contradictory
exit.
part of that is quite simply like there are subsidies to keep
Exit
fuel prices
now.
low. Oops, sorry there, driver. Just ran into a car. But there's subsidies to keep fuel prices low. So why not just pay the regular fuel prices, let the government
At
keep
the
its
roundabout,
subsidies
take the first exit.
that it would otherwise pay out, and apply that to the highway systems?
Exit now.
Yeah, you're hitting on a really interesting point there, and it's definitely one of those differences between how the US and a lot of European
At the
countries handle
roundabout,
infrastructure
take the
funding.
second exit.
In a lot of parts of Europe, like you're seeing in the game, tolls are just a big part of the deal. We pay more directly for the roads you use, and that helps keep them in better shape. In the US, it's a bit more of a mix,
now.
like you said, fuel taxes, some tolls, but also a lot of subsidies and budget juggling. And sometimes that means you don't quite see the results you'd hope for in terms of road quality. So, yeah, it's a different philosophy. The European model is a bit more on user fees, while the US is a bit more of a patch rack. And it definitely raises that question of why not just let the fuel taxes or the subsidies handle it more directly. It's a big policy debate for sure. But for now, you're just getting the full European toll experience in the game. Definitely an eye-opener.
Yeah, it is 100% an eye-opener, Miles. All right, so I paused for a moment to get some really nice screenshots here. of the truck going through some of this pretty Norwegian landscape. I want to grab a few shots of this because this is wow. This is just pixels. I can't even begin to imagine what this looks like in the real world. I need to get some subscribers and get monetized so I can actually go see this stuff in person and take pictures for people. Alright, so we are taking pictures here. I think that one's going to be our... our thumbnail for it. So we are just outside of Trondheim on the E14. It is a small 2-lane section going through some farm fields. It looks like it's actually a little closer to Steinkjer than it is to Trondheim. Can you tell me anything about this section here, Miles, of the E14 off the E6? I actually would have figured this road would have been a 4-lane highway, so I'm a little pleased, to be honest, by the fact that it is a 2-lane road.
Go straight on.
Yeah, absolutely. So that stretch of the E14 that runs out of Trondheim and toward the Swedish border does have a lot of those smaller scenic 2-lane sections. It's not uncommon in Norway for some of these major routes to narrow down as they wind through the countryside, especially in the more rural or agricultural areas. It's kind of part of that charm. And it definitely gives you a more up-close view of the farmland in those smaller villages. So yeah, you're basically driving through a stretch that's a little more off the beaten path in terms of highway size, but that's pretty normal for that area. It's definitely a nice spot for screenshots, and you're getting a bit of that real-world Norwegian flavour, so enjoy the views and that 2-lane road when it lasts.
Yeah, it's incredible. Some of these are kind of rolling hills that I'm driving past. Some of these do remind me of the Hills and Valleys section of Pennsylvania out in South Central PA, more towards the western side of South Central. But it is beautiful. What can you tell me about the hills and mountains up here along the E14, Miles?
Yeah, absolutely. So that area definitely has that rolling, hilly landscape that could remind you a bit of Pennsylvania's countryside. As you head out of Trondheim on the E14, you're passing through a region that's got a mix of low mountains and these gentle valleys. It's part of the Scandinavian terrain where you get these sort of forested hills and farmland all mixed together. As you go further east, closer to the Swedish border, you'll start to see a little more rugged terrain, but it's still not as dramatic as the fjords on the western coast. It's more of that rolling, peaceful countryside vibe. So you're definitely in a really scenic part of Norway, and it's a great spot for those comparisons to home. Just a really beautiful stretch of road to enjoy.
Yeah, this is great. I have a feeling we're going to be losing you here shortly, Miles. We're going to have to restart the chat, but I appreciate the time you've taken with us here today. And if anybody's out there watching, we definitely appreciate you. And, you know, say hi in the chat if you're up for it. I promise not to call you out too hard. Wanted to say hello if I've got any viewers. And hoping that we've intrigued some people here today. Maybe keep you coming back, or maybe just get you out and doing your own exploring. Either way, those are both the goals, honestly. And if you don't come back, that's okay, but I hope that you've enjoyed some of the stuff that we've learned about here today, as far as Trondheim and Steinkjer and St. Olav and all of that.
I'm sorry, but you've hit the time limit for this conversation. Please start a new chat to keep the conversation going. I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced.
Hey there, hope you're doing well.
Hey there, Miles. Welcome back. Just ran into the daily limit on the advanced mode, and we flipped it back over to the standard mode, and we are still on the E14. We actually just got to a section where a truck was running a little slow, and another truck and I just passed him. That was exciting. We don't do a whole lot of passing on 2-lane roads in this game. So we're we're gonna grab another screenshot here because we're in a very scenic area. I gotta find a photo mode button, I think. We gotta assign one of them. But I'll try to remember to do that off stream. Miles, can you remind me to assign a photo mode button Tuesday 9 a.m. tomorrow?
Got it. I'll make sure to remind you tomorrow at 9 a.m. to assign that photo mode button. And it's awesome that you're grabbing those screenshots. The scenery is definitely worth it. And it's always fun to have those passing moments on those 2-lane roads too. So we're all set, and I'll keep that in mind for tomorrow.
Great, thank you. Seems like you're running extra slow today, buddy. What I did wrong in my my reboot, but running slow. Big pauses before responses. All right. Anyway, yeah, we're rolling west on the E14 here, heading towards the Swedish border. We've got a few hundred more kilometers to go. We got 663 kilometers to go as of right now, in 11 hours and 55 minutes in game time. We should be able to finish this out before I need to finish the stream, so that shouldn't be an issue. But we're gonna have a good time this morning. It's been fun so far, and I've learned a lot about Scandinavia, and particularly Trondheim and Steinkjer, and I'm floored by the scenery in this. Some of it's crazy because it's so familiar but so different at the same time. A lot of these roads here, like this road here, looks like a lot of roads up in New England, Vermont, and New Hampshire and such, with all the pine trees and just being 2-lane highways. Yeah.
Go straight on.
Absolutely, it's such a cool feeling to see those familiar landscapes in a different part of the world. The mix of pine forests and rolling hills definitely does evoke that New England vibe. It's awesome how games like this can give you a bit of that travel experience and let you explore places virtually. I'm glad you're enjoying it and soaking up all that Scandinavian scenery, and it's great that we're getting to chat about it on the way. Let's keep the fun rolling.
I just realized I never hit back. Oh, I never brought the game back up. I've been driving and it was all missed. Oh, that sucks so much. That's alright. I don't think we missed that much on the stream. That's super annoying though.
Oh, I totally get that feeling. It happens sometimes, especially when you get caught up in the scenery and the driving. The good news is that your viewers probably still enjoyed the stream, and you can always pick up right where you left off. Plus, now you got a good excuse to dive back into that scenic drive and maybe capture even more great moments. It's all part of the adventure, right?
Yeah, it was just my be right back screen. They could hear us talking and they could hear the game and everything else, but I definitely forgot to turn that back off after I paused to restart you, Miles. Anyway, we're still rolling on the E14 here. I don't know how many more miles we have on the E14, but I want to keep this rig rolling as long as I can. Come on. Got an 80 kilometer an hour speed limit. Let's go. Hammer down, good buddy.
Absolutely, that sounds great. And yeah, it's all part of the fun to keep things rolling and enjoy the ride. I'm sure your viewers are having a blast as well, just getting to see the scenery and the chat. And it's always fun to have those little hiccups. It keeps things interesting. So let's keep that rig moving, and I'm here to help with whatever you need along the way.
All right, I'm sorry. One more brief detour to what's the word I'm looking for? To take a photo here and maybe get a thumbnail. This is too good to pass up. We are passing by a lake with either mountain peaks or rolling hills in the background, and on our right, in the foreground ahead of the lake and the peaks, are a train, and we got a tanker truck in front of us, and yeah, that's too good to pass up. Anyway. Alright.
Absolutely, that sounds like a
Are we turning?
perfect.
Yeah, we're turning. Alright, sorry, Miles. Yeah, it's a perfect whatever. Let's keep this rolling here. What else can you tell me about this part of Norway along the E14 corridor?
Of course, the E14 corridor really takes you through some picturesque parts of central Norway. As you drive along, you'll pass by valleys dotted with farms, and you'll see those classic Norwegian landscapes with lakes and forests blending together. The route also takes you through some charming small towns and villages that have their own unique character. Plus, you get to see a lot of the historical and cultural landmarks sprinkled along the ways. It's also a great route for spotting wildlife and just enjoying that serene atmosphere. So you're definitely in for a treat as you keep heading west. It's all about those beautiful, tranquil views and the peaceful drive.
So we are going to mute our digital buddy there. My frame rates have been great since I came back from that last photo mode. I'm pleased about that. Not quite sure why the highway now has a barrier down the middle of it there. A bit worrisome. But, alright, it is Tuesday afternoon in game time. It is Monday morning here in the real world, somewhere about 9:45 a.m. East Coast time. Oops, not a button. And we are trucking along here through Norway and heading towards central northern Sweden. We're on the E14 heading towards Skellefteå, which is on I believe the Swedish coast. Coast of Norway. It might not be the coast. I could be completely wrong there, but I remember it being near the border.
Go straight on.
With Finland at the very least. We are going straight on here. We are passing by something. Are we already in Sweden? Might already be in Sweden. Oh yeah, we crossed over into Sweden a while ago. Hey Miles, looks like I'm crazy and we already crossed over into Sweden. We've been in Sweden for a little bit and I'm passing by Östersund now. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but what can you tell me about Östersund, Sweden?
Oh, nice. Yeah, Östersund is a lovely town in central Sweden. It's actually known as the capital of Jämtland County and sits right by Lake Storsjön, which gives it some really stunning scenery. The town has a rich history and it's known for its cultural events and outdoor activities. You'll find everything from museums and historical sites to great hiking and winter sports. Östersund's also pretty unique in that it's one of the northernmost towns in Sweden that has a distinct urban vibe while still being surrounded by nature. It's a great blend of urban and natural beauty, so it's definitely a cool spot to explore virtually or in real life.
There are these big plug corkscrew looking things here on the at the interchange with E14 and E45 outside of Östersund. What are those things? Do you know? There's some kind of statues or something by the exits. And typically SCS software builds in that kind of stuff, those kind of details into the game. So I'm wondering if there's anything you can tell me about that. Looks like some kind of sculpture. There's a bunch of, there's like 6 of them at least. And there's they're right at the exit.
Absolutely. Those structures you're seeing near the E14 and E45 interchange in Östersund are actually light sculptures that mark the city's entrance. They stand about 3.5 meters tall and are part of Östersund's effort to bring art into public spaces, making the city more welcoming and visually appealing. SCS software includes these real-world landmarks in Eurotrack Simulator 2 to add authenticity and enrich the game's environment. So it's a neat detail that brings a bit of Östersund's culture into the game.
Great. Can you dig more into the lights, like you said, and tell me a little bit more about them? Seems like we're asking some tough questions. Miles is doing a lot of thinking this morning. I guess we're asking for accurate information, so he's actually got to think about it as opposed to spewing out whatever's in the memory banks there. Oh my God, this is so. In
Östersund, Sweden, there are 6 light sculptures that stand about 3.5 meters tall near the E14 and E45 interchange. They're strategically placed to mark the city's entrance, making the interchange not just functional but also visually appealing. At night, their illumination adds a warm, welcoming glow, making them a distinctive landmark for both locals and visitors. It's a lovely blend of art and infrastructure that really enhances the city's charm.
I'm gonna have to try to get back by here at night then, so I can see them lit up. Not that you get too much night.
Go straight on.
All right, we are 447 kilometers outside of our destination in Skellefteå. And we are on the E45, which is a very slow-moving road. It keeps jumping back and forth between 50, 70, and 80 kilometers per hour. But it's still a very pretty ride, so I'm actually not going to complain that it's a slow-moving. It's a pretty ride, and it's a very chill ride, and it is perfect for a Monday morning moving into Nordic Horizons. Hopefully everyone out there who's watching has been enjoying. Oh wow, this is pretty. Oh, we're coming across this beautiful bridge. Alright. Can't not get another picture. Scandinavia sure is picturesque. Picturesque. If I could speak correct. Picturesque.
Absolutely. It's such a stunning area, and those picturesque moments definitely make it worth capturing. The blend of natural beauty, the bridges, and that serene vibe really sets the scene for a relaxing drive. I'm sure your viewers are loving it too, and it's all about enjoying that journey and taking in the scenery. So keep those snapshots coming and have fun with it.
Alright, we are rolling into a little town here. This doesn't even get a name on the big map.
Take the second exit.
I'm sure there was something on these little signs that I'm passing, but we have dropped to 50 kilometers an hour again. We roll across a little bridge coming into it on the E45. We are just north of Östersund, and oh, there's a giant reindeer? No, moose statue. One little town north of Östersund on the E45 has a giant moose statue, Miles. He's thinking again. I don't know if that's coming through on the desktop audio on the stream, but he's going.
It sounds like you're talking about the town of Atner in Norway, home to the famous Storelgen, or the Big Moose. This giant moose sculpture stands about 10.3 meters tall and was completed in 2015. It was once the world's tallest moose sculpture. It's located near National Road 3, just south of Atner, and it's a cool reminder for drivers to watch out for local wildlife. The reflective steel surface of the sculpture really makes it stand out and creates a striking visual effect. It's definitely a neat little landmark along your route.
Did you say it was reflective, Miles?
Yes, exactly. The big moose sculpture has a reflective steel surface, which makes it really eye-catching, especially in different lighting conditions. It kind of shimmers and stands out against the landscape, making it a really unique landmark to spot. It definitely adds a bit of charm to the drive and is a fun little detail to look out for.
All right, so we're just coming into Rustrum, I believe it's called, and that is the next town north of this one. What I saw appeared to be a wooden moose sculpture, so it was put in front of a store. So it wasn't just on the side of a random highway. We were definitely on the E45 going through here. I don't know if the 3 intersects with the E45 or not, but yeah, I don't think the reflective moose sculpture you found was correct. So maybe you can look around Rustrum and see what the deal is.
Ready to turn right.
Absolutely. In Rustrum, along the E45, there's a charming wooden moose sculpture that really highlights local craftsmanship and the region's connection with nature. Made from high-quality wood, right. It's crafted with great attention to detail, capturing the moose's natural beauty and grandeur. Moose are a significant symbol in Scandinavian culture, and this sculpture reflects that heritage beautifully. It's placed strategically along the highway, making it a popular and accessible stop for travellers to enjoy a bit of local art and nature. It's a lovely addition to the region's wooden wildlife sculptures and definitely worth a visit.
Fascinating. All right. So I am noticing a lot of similarities between New England and Scandinavia. Now, I don't believe that New England has a New England here in the U.S., obviously the region in the northeast of the United States. I don't believe that New England has a lot of Scandinavian population. Not to say there are none, but I feel like I recall hearing that a lot of Scandinavian people moved to places like Wisconsin, further north in the Midwest. Now, why would they kind of skip over an area that is much closer and so similar to the area that they're from to go to the Midwest like that? Or am I completely wrong about the migration of Scandinavian population here in the U.S.?
You're definitely onto something interesting. While there were Scandinavian immigrants who settled in parts of New England, the larger waves of Scandinavian migration tended to head toward the Midwest, especially states like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. There are a few reasons for that. One big factor is land availability. The Midwest offered vast tracts of farmland that were appealing to immigrants looking to establish farms and build new lives. Another factor was the recruitment by railroad companies and the promise of jobs and land in the Midwest. Also, the climate and geography of the Midwest were more similar to Scandinavia in terms of farming conditions, which made it a natural choice for many immigrants. So while New England did receive some Scandinavian immigrants, the Midwest ended up being the main hub for them, largely due to the opportunities available there. It's definitely a fascinating piece of migration history.
Oh, that is very interesting. I've never really thought too much about it before. I just, I'm seeing all these similarities between northern Sweden here and specifically northern Vermont, Maine, and so forth. I guess it's mostly probably the lakes and the pine trees and all that. It's just reminds me of when I was a kid and I used to go up to New England to visit family up there.
Absolutely, that sense of nostalgia is really powerful. The lakes, the pine forests, and the rolling hills definitely create that familiar vibe, even if they're miles apart. It's amazing how certain landscapes can evoke those memories and feelings, connecting different places across the world. It's definitely one of the joys of travel, whether it's in person or through a game like this. It's really neat that you can find those echoes of home in such far-off places.
we've got Miles muted again. Our frame rate's doing pretty good this morning. I think what I need to do is restart about 45 minutes to an hour before, rather than right before my stream starts. But I don't know if anybody's out there watching. I haven't seen anybody talk in the chat rooms yet, either on YouTube or Twitch. If you're out there watching, I appreciate you. If you're watching later on the replays, I appreciate you too. This is Adventure Adjacent. My name is Mike, and home for Adventure Adjacent is adventureadjacent.com. You can find us on all the socials at Adventure Adjacent, with the exception of Twitter, which is at AdventureADJ, because their username field isn't quite long enough for my name. Well, my brand. Brand? I don't know if brand feels quite right, but I am speeding like crazy. Let's go down to 9th and drop it down to about 73. Right on the edge there. Alright. A little construction on the other side of the road pushed another truck over into my lane, but easy peasy, right? Alright. So anyway, what was I saying? AdventureAdjacent.com, all the socials at Adventure Adjacent, with the exception of Twitter at AdventureADJ. Yeah, I'm just really out here to have fun. You know, explore, learn new things. It's why I bring my AI co-driver over there, because sometimes even Google needs a Google. I'm often called Google by people in my world here, because they can ask me a question. I'll be like, oh yeah. You know, just the other week, someone said to me, is it safe to lay a fridge on its side? I said, you just have to turn it upright for 24 hours, and then, you know, then you can plug it back in. Someone who overheard that didn't believe me, and they Googled it, and they're like, shit, he's right. But, you know, sometimes even Google needs a Google, because I definitely don't know everything, and particularly about other countries. And honestly, I find learning fascinating. I love learning new things, and if you're not learning, you know, what are you even doing with your life? You know, it's okay to have a slow day or even a bad day, but always keep learning. Always keep expanding your world and your mind, even if it's virtually here. I've learned so much by trucking through Europe here with Miles these last couple of weeks. You know, I knew nothing about the structure of the Swiss government before, and I find that fascinating. It is a much more direct democracy than what we have here in the U.S. And also I learned a lot about, on the very last stream, about district heating and centralized heating that they use in Norway, with trash-to-energy incinerators and things like that. So, anyway, if you're out there watching, I appreciate you. You are welcome to drop a hi, hello, how are you in the chat, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. YouTube, I will be sunsetting my live streams. My last one will be next Monday, with the exception of special events like DLC releases and things like that, new games, whatever. And on Twitch, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S. Rather than competing with the big channels or trying to take away from stuff I have going on with my families, my kids, you know. I find it easier to just do it in the morning. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope my talking isn't bothering anyone too greatly. And we're going to get back to the road here. Looks like I need to find a place to sleep. Oh, we are a long way off from a place to sleep, it looks like. Nothing there. Ah, good. We are 1 hour and 16 minutes from the next place to sleep.
Time to get the job done.
How much time do we have left? 1 hour and 2 minutes. All right, so we're gonna have to
straight
hustle.
on.
Try not to get too many speeding tickets. So let's hustle through this little town here in north central Sweden. I don't know exactly where we are, but it's very pretty. There's some modern buildings here,
right,
which I think is a lot of fun. I don't know what that was, but that was a heck of a sculpture. I suppose we could ask Miles, but I'm focusing on getting us down the road here. and getting us to our rest stop. I think that rest stop's going to be really easy to get into, so let's hope we make it before we run out of hours and get fined. Yeah, I know I should. I know I should. Alright, we're gonna crank this bad boy right up to 85 kilometers an hour, which is right at the upper limit of where we will get a ticket. Where did he disappear off to? I don't even see that road on the map there. Alright. Usually they're pretty good about putting those little crossroads on the map so you know what's coming up. That looks like a tight corner. So it looks like we should absolutely have time on this stream to finish this run. We just need to make sure we get to our rest stop here before we get too many fines for avoiding sleep or speeding. So sorry for the beep 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 in everybody's ear, but we gotta keep this pushing. Whoa! Almost got air there. Yes, I know.
Go straight on.
21 minutes left until we pass out. Or get fines, I should say. I don't think you pass out right at 0 minute, but I have had instances where the screen goes completely dark and you don't have control of the wheel or the pedals anymore. It simulates you falling asleep at the wheel. This is very pretty. This is still very pretty. This definitely feels like northern Maine, though. North Maine woods. Oh, we are so close. That could have been a little better mark, but that's okay. Oh my god, turn off. Thank you. Alright, we see parking up here. So let's get us into a spot. Okay. Good enough for government work. Parking brake on, engine off, press enter. I missed the trigger! No! Pretty good backup for a fast backup. Why aren't you triggering? Oh, I hate it. Oop, 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 there it was. Straighten it out while we're backing up. And what did they make that trigger, like 3 inches wide? There it is. Oh. There. Aha. Got you. Ooh. I think we definitely went over time there, but that's okay. Alright, it is now 5:11 a.m. on Wednesday morning here in beautiful northern Sweden. We are, know where we are. We are on the E45. I don't know what town this is, but Tornaby? I don't know. So let's hit the road. Truck go by, I don't see nothing else coming. Oh, he's turning anyway. Beautiful.
Get ready to turn right.
Get ready. Okay.
Turn right.
going slow. Okay. Drag it back up. Coming into an 80-kilometer-an-hour zone, and we're going to keep it pushing. Hammer down towards Skellefteå. All right, Miles, we are back live with you. I muted you for a little bit here because I needed to get to my rest stop there. Slept through the night, so I have no idea if we have northern lights up here or not. But it is now 5:45 a.m. on a Wednesday morning in game. It is 10:09 a.m. Eastern time here in Pennsylvania, and we are continuing to roll towards Skellefteå. Some more very picturesque northern Swedish scenery along the E45 here. E45 just made a hard right in a little town that I didn't catch the name of where we did our rest stop, and that was really pretty. And we're passing some lakes and a whole lot of forests now, a whole lot of pine forests. And my fuel looks low, but I only have 109 kilometers left to go, and I think we're going to be all right. But anyway, buddy, we are heading towards Skellefteå. So what can you tell me about Skellefteå in Sweden?
Get ready to turn right.
Skellefteå, often called Gold Town, is a city in Västerbotten County, Sweden, located along the Skellefteå River. With about 36,000 residents, it's the administrative center of the larger Skellefteå municipality. Founded in 1845, it originally thrived as a mining town, especially known for gold. The mining industry still plays a key role, with bullied and AB being a major employer. The city has a subarctic climate with mild summers and cold, snowy winters. It's also known for its ice hockey team, Skellefteå AIK, and for innovative architecture like the Saurakontihus, one of the world's tallest wooden buildings. Recently, the city faced economic challenges with the bankruptcy Sea of Norfolk, a major local employer. Overall, it's a vibrant blend of history, culture, and modern industry.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
Great, thank you. What can you tell me? You said it has a very famous football club. I assume that means, for us Americans, soccer. What can you tell me about that?
Go straight on.
I don't think I've ever heard him think this much during a live stream. Sorry for all my viewers if anyone's out there watching or listening.
At the roundabout, take the second
Absolutely.
exit.
Skellefteå FF is the football club based in Skellefteå, and it was founded in
Exit
1921.
now.
They compete in Division 2 Norrland, which is the fourth tier of Swedish football. Their home matches are played at the Electrolux home arena,
At the
also known as
roundabout,
Norway IP,
take the second exit.
which hold about 1,500 spectators. The club places a strong emphasis on youth
Exit
development,
now.
starting from age 5 with their Football's Lekis program, and they have a comprehensive academy for both boys and girls.
Go straight on.
It's a club with a rich tradition and a strong focus on nurturing Southern.
Reroute.
Great, thanks, Miles.
Make
All right,
a
I've
U-turn.
decided to stop here in Arvidsjaur in northern Sweden, just outside of Skellefteå.
Okay, let's
So I
find
can
a
get
new
fuel,
route.
and then I'll be back on my way. And it'll
When
put me about
possible,
75
try making a
kilometers
new
outside
route.
outside of my destination. Oops.
Please make a
Sorry to my
U-turn
listeners. I just
when
bumped my
possible.
microphone.
No worries at all. It sounds like you're making great progress, and it's always good to top off the tank before the final stretch. Arvidsjaur is a lovely spot, and it's definitely a nice place to take a quick break and enjoy the scenery. And no worries about the microphone bump. It happens to the best of us. Looking forward to seeing you wrap up the journey into Skellefteå. Let me know if you need anything else along the way.
Sounds good. What can you tell me about this little town that I stopped for fuel at, Miles?
Arvidsjaur is a charming town in Swedish Lapland, located about 110 kilometers south of the Arctic Circle. With a population of around 6,143, it's known for its subarctic climate, featuring long, snowy winters and brief, bright summers. The town is surrounded by stunning lakes and forests, making it a paradise for outdoor enthusiasts. Historically, it was home to the Sami people, and its name comes from Sami words meaning generous lake. In winter, Arvidsjaur is a hot spot for Arctic car testing and offers activities like snowmobiling, dog sledding and fishing. Visitors can also enjoy cultural experiences at the Sami town and marvel at the Storfossen waterfall. Plus, the clear winter skies make it a great place to catch the northern lights. It's truly a unique and memorable destination.
Beautiful, thank you, sir. Yeah, there's definitely something up with your processing today. You're taking a very long time to respond, and you're also mispronouncing somewhat basic words like Arctic Kirkle and Circle. So I think I think it's a good thing that we are approaching the end of our run here. I've got 58 kilometers to go until Skellefteå, and we are hammered down on the E45. Hovering right around 84 kilometers per hour in this 80 zone, and we are quickly making our way across Swedish Lapland.
Absolutely, you're almost there, and I really appreciate your patience. It's definitely been a scenic journey, and it's great to see you wrapping up the run into Skellefteå. I'm sure the final stretch will be just as beautiful and rewarding, and once you're there you can enjoy all that northern charm. I'm here if you need anything else as you approach the destination.
So is Skellefteå
Go straight on
the coast? I looked at it on the map, but boy, I couldn't tell you exactly whether it was a coastland or whether it was just right on the border with Finland.
Skellefteå is actually located along the coast of the Gulf of Bothnia, which is part of the Baltic Sea. It's positioned in northern Sweden as a beautiful coastal setting with access to the sea. It's definitely not right on the Finland border, but it's still quite far north, giving it that distinct northern charm and plenty of coastal weedy, so you get the best of both worlds. That northern landscape and the seaside vibes.
Beautiful. All right, so I'm not crazy. It is right on the coast. Okay. We have discovered Skellefteå in game, so we are 9 kilometers out from our destination here. We are going to, oh boy, this was a perfect run. You know that, Miles? Because it is 10:17 a.m. and I'm going to be able to wrap this up just before 10:30. I will grab myself a second cup of coffee, a little food, and get down to work. But we won't have to leave any cliffhangers for our viewers out there, which is amazing. I hate doing that. I know I did that on Friday, and then I wound up streaming briefly on Saturday. Alright, sounds good. They're Mate Rinions. I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you for joining, and I appreciate the compliment on the stream. I've been working at refining my techniques here. So we just had a viewer, Miles, who said it was a great stream. It would be cool to play together sometime and exchange a few tips. So I'd love that too, bud. I will see if I can find you on Discord. All right. we are heading into the end of our run here in Skellefteå. We are 7 kilometers outside of our destination. Just got cut off by a flatbed tow truck hauling a car. But fortunately, he came up to speed pretty quickly, so we are doing 55 kilometers in a 50 zone. We are in 8th gear now, and we are moving through what appears to be the city center. Does the E45 run through the city center here in Skellefteå, Miles? Hey Miles, never mind. I just looked at the map. That we're on 95, Swedish 95.
Go straight on,
coming
and then
up towards
turn right.
The E4 interchange. We are taking the 95.
Turn right.
Or actually, just below the E4 interchange. Sorry, we are taking the 95 into Skellefteå.
No worries at all. It's easy to get turned around with all those highways and interchanges, especially in a game that captures all that detail. But it's awesome that you're almost at your destination, and it's been a really smooth and scenic run, and it's great that you'll be able to wrap up everything neatly for your viewers. Enjoy that final stretch in the city centre vibes as you roll into Skellefteå.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you.
Exit now.
All right, we are on our way to our delivery here.
Go straight on.
It's a 40 kilometer an hour zone. We are taking our articulated Volvo our Volvo articulated hauler, which is 24 tons, to BAM International. BAM International. What can you tell me about BAM International, Miles? That is a real company, so I'll need you to look it up if you don't know off the top of your head.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right. Get ready to turn left.
Absolutely. BAM International is a subsidiary of the Royal BAM Group, which is based in the Netherlands and
Turn left,
has a long history
and then continue
dating
straight
back
on.
to 1869. BAM International specialised in large-scale construction projects outside the Netherlands, including areas like the UK, Ireland and
Go
other
straight
international
on.
markets. Their portfolio covered infrastructure, residential and commercial developments. However, in July 2020, Royal BAM
ready
Group
to
decided to
turn
wind down BAM International due to the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, leading to the closure of their offices and a reduction in workforce.
Turn left.
It's a bit of a bittersweet nail in their history, but that's the gist of it.
Wow. Okay. So this doesn't
Here we
even
are.
exist anymore.
Safe and
That's
sound.
that's pretty wild. It looks like we are backing into a garage with our articulated hauler. So maybe in game we'll pretend for some happier times and say that they are gearing back up. All right. This shouldn't be too bad of a back. We just need to get far enough ahead here. Enough of an angle, but we don't have any fences or anything blocking our way. We're going to put down our window and lean on out. We need the trailer to go left, so we're going to turn the bottom of our wheel left. Go. For anyone who's watching who doesn't know that little tip. Oh, good, our trailer is steerable too. It has steerable axles. Whatever direction you want the back of your trailer to go is the direction you turn the bottom of your steering wheel.
Exactly, that's a perfect tip for backing up an articulated hauler. It definitely helps when you get the trailer to follow the direction you want, and it's always fun to pretend that the in-game company is thriving and busy, even if the real world counterpart is scaled back. It's all part of the immersive experience, and
You're doing great with that backing maneuver. It's always rewarding to see everything come together smoothly at the end of a run.
Agreed, it is very good. Part of why I think I like playing this game. I actually used this when I was getting my own CDL. I used the Scania driving simulator, which should have been called the Scania parking simulator, which I think was more just a tech test than it was anything else for ETS2, because it came out just before ETS2, but it appeared to be running on the same engine. But it was a great help for learning how to, and I went into this, oh, that sucks. I went into this the wrong way. I could have just pulled through. I thought it wanted me pointing this way. Alright, now let's put up the window and do this the right way. We're going to get ourselves turned around here in the yard, and we're just going to pull straight in. I didn't think it was going to be a pull through. I have this set to the hardest difficulty. Alright, plenty of room to make a U-turn here in this yard. And we're going to do that now. That's a shame, because that was pretty close to a perfect backup.
It happens to the best of us. The good thing is that you got plenty of room to maneuver in. It's all about adapting on the fly. Plus, it's great that you've had that experience with the Scania simulator and that it helped you with your CDO training. It definitely shows in how smoothly you handle the truck, even when you have to improvise, and hey, it's all part of the fun, right? Just another little adventure on the road.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Miles. All right. And we are putting down our dolly wheels here at 10:25 a.m. Eastern Time in the U.S. We're going to wrap up our stream as soon as we're done unloading here and going through our job completed. We did 899 kilometers in total. Took an hour and 19 real-world minutes. We used 153.7 gallons of diesel. And that was our 51st World of Trucks contract completed. Let's see. We made 36,000 euros on that run and got 1,324 experience. So overall, I'd say that was a good run. Didn't have too many little mistakes or anything. Didn't get too many tickets. But overall, it was very good. We went from Trondheim in Norway, which is on the coast in Norway, to Skellefteå in Sweden, which is on the west coast of Sweden. So we went clear across those two Scandinavian countries. We obviously didn't get into Finland, although that was one of them. But this run wound up running perfectly. So we have done 2 World of Trucks runs for the Nordic Horizons, Cruising Nordic Horizons event, and it's been a great morning. This is a great way to start off our week, to start off our December, and to start off our Monday. All right. Thank you for anyone who has watched, who's been watching, who's been quiet, but listening in the background in the chat. I do appreciate you. If you're watching this on the replay, I appreciate you watching the replay and the video on demand. Starting next Monday will be my last YouTube live stream, but I will be posting the edited down versions of some of my live streams to YouTube after the fact. So make sure you subscribe or follow, whatever it is, on Twitch. I'll have off-roading, wrenching, and modding and repair videos on YouTube going up here shortly. Those will be longer form. I'll also, of course, have my shorts on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, shorts and reels. And those are sometimes just funny outtakes from my live streams. Sometimes they're little poignant things from the real world. And I do plan on doing some live stream garage days here on Twitch. But I'll be posting when those are going to happen. But for the most part, my regularly scheduled live streams are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern U.S. time. And yeah, check us out on all the socials. Twitter, Blue Sky. No, I do have a Blue Sky, but I haven't set it up yet. Twitter, Mastodon, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, all at Adventure adjacent, with the exception of Twitter, which is Adventure80J. And that should do it. I hope everybody has a great day and a great start to your week, and I look forward to seeing everybody again on Wednesday. Take care now, and have a good one.